Hello everyone, this is Direwolf20 and welcome to episode 97 of Direwolf20's Let's Play of Minecraft 1.21. I'm today popping home because I want to set up a wireless AE thing. So extended AE adds the wireless connector. We've already seen the quantum tunnel, right, and doing that. Quantum tunnels are good because they can do like wireless AE connections. However, I've always felt like the process of setting up the quantum tunnels was complex and costly, especially if you don't want to go too far. So it looks like Extended AE has had a block for this, and I want to check it out today because it's I finally come into a situation where like that seems cool and useful. So I'm gonna try it today. So the ME wireless connector. Basically adds wireless connectors that work kind of like refined storages, where like you put one down, you put the other one, and they can connect. However, they're not quite as powerful as the quantum link chamber because they do have a limited on their distance and they can't cross dimensions. So that's something to kind of keep in mind. Now, I'm curious how much power this will use, so we'll kind of find out. So a couple things we're going to want to do. First off, I'm going to want to teach you how to make this bad boy. So for this, you're going to need to know how to make wireless receivers, which should be pretty straightforward. And then you're also going to need to know how to make wireless boosters, which also look pretty straightforward. And this thing needs to go into the crystal assembler, which I assume is down here somewhere. Perfect. Look at that. Cool. So now if I were to ask for a couple wireless connectors, that should be doable. I guess we'll see. It'll either just work or I'm going to have to go check out the connector and make sure it's behaving itself. I'm going to hope for the latter. Sweet. Looks like it just worked. Awesome. Okay, that works for me. Cool, 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 cool. Good deal. Awesome. All right, so they're complete. And then I presumably need this ME wireless setup kit, which I guess it's probably worth just doing this. And then you're going to need a singularity, which I feel like we should have singularities. We'll find out though, right? Yeah, we do. We got singularities in there somewhere. Beautiful. Now I could yank that out of there because I doubt I'll ever need one of these again. Right? I think that's fair. I don't think I'll ever need one of these again. It was quicker to do what I just did than it would be to have collected all these items manually and manually inserted them into the machine. Right? So, yeah, worth. So let's give this thing a shot, right? So what I'm going to do is just extend some cables. We'll get some normal ones and we'll get some dense ones. And I may need, a handful of dense ones on hand just in case, right? So let's go see where channels may or may not be available for us. So we've got 20 in use there. We've got 16 in use there. We're kind of getting full over here, but that's a lot. And then we've got 12 in use over in this direction. We've got 15 in use over in this direction. So what I think I'll do is I'll tap into the bottom down here. I like this plan. Most of these are in use over here. So what I'll do is extend this out over here and then slap down this dude. And I got to assume that I just do something like the setting is cleared. Bound. Okay, that's cool. So now, how does this work? I have no idea. We're going to find out. I'm just going to plop this guy down and then click him. The wireless connector is too far. That's not cool. That's not cool. You know why it's not cool? Because I don't know how far it can reach. I'm guessing there's like a config or something. I'm not going to go change it. I'm just curious like what the limit is. If it's like 20 blocks or 60 blocks or something like that, I'm going to say not worth messing with. However, if it's, something like 120 blocks and I could like space it out such that it's like 3 or 4 sets, might be worth doing. But I guess we're not going to do that. I guess what we're going to do instead is probably make you a dense. And instead we're going to connect to another quantum ring, right? Did I ever teach you how to make these? You've got the quantum link chamber, so that's cool. Quantum ring. times 8. Okay. And then singularities. Oh, that's right. I automated these, didn't I? That's cool. Is there like making a paired singularity that goes into a machine? Or am I going to have to in-world that? In-world. So singularity plus ender pearl plus explosion. Cool. Magnet off. Easy peasy. Not enough craftings in this game are explosion based. Just gonna put that out there. Okay. So you're gonna chill here. Cool. And then one of these quantum singularities will go here. And then I'm going to get another quantum link chamber. And that should be cool for out at the other base. Now, before I go back out there, I'm going to want to get a pattern provider. And I'm going to want to teach the patterns for the things that we want to craft out there. Specifically, this and this. Cool. And Electrum Dust we know how to craft. It is just Electrum. And I might move it because it's the one downside to the Electrum Dust crafter is it's a little bit slow. And because of the way I have things wired right now, it's kind of tricky to speed up. I mean, I could probably get an extender. You know, I could probably do this. Let's get... Actually, I don't know how many extenders you're going to accept because this is not a machine that gets things. So what I'm going to do is... if I break you two and we replace you here, right? Then maybe what I could do is extend you out the back. Is that cool? And then we could get some add-ons. I like this plan. And that's all valid? Yes, it is. And I don't think any more would be valid. So, like, that's perfect, right? So now if we check this out, let's see how Electrum Dust runs. Pretty decent speed now. Not terrible. Like a second or two? 2 seconds? Yeah. I was pretty close on that guess, by the way. Normally it would be 300 ticks. This one's 116, thanks to the speed ups. I'll take that. Cool with that. I'm on board with that. Okay. So that means that we should be able to head back here. Cool. And we will remove this dude because we're not going to use the wireless connectors. Instead, we're going to use you guys. And let's make sure that we're not overlapping chunks here, just to be safe. Because what I want to do is fully automate this ring thing. Bing, bang, boom. So you should be online now, and you should have access to channels, and we'll see how true that is. So what I'm going to do, what I did between episodes was make it so that this guy inserts here. So what I'm going to have is probably, we'll break this, we'll have our pattern provider here, and we'll have another node connected up. And then you are going to go and insert here. And then our patterns can go here, right? So now if we look at Oritech, this should be good to go-ish once I actually connect my cables. I don't think I can connect here, right? I have to do that. But this should go online. And then we should be able to craft on demand. Only thing I need to do now is make these not dependent on the redstone signal, I'm thinking. Yeah, I'm going to tell you ignore and ignore. We don't need that anymore, and the reason for that is this will always insert both at the same time, so I no longer have to like ensure that both make its way in there. What I will do is do this until primary crafting result is returned. So it'll insert a set, wait for it to complete crafting before inserting the next set. Is that cool? Okay. Nice. And it worked. Beautiful. Okay. So now what I can do is I'm going to remove you, and I'm going to say I want an overcharged crystal. And that's going to say I need to craft a fluxite before I can craft an overcharged crystal. So what it should do is insert the 2 items for the fluxite, because I took what fluxite I had out of the AE system. And now crafting is locked, waiting for one fluxite to unlock. So it's going to craft, right, do its thing. And you can see I've added, between episodes here, I added a bunch of linear accelerator dudes. And in fact, I removed a bunch of particle accelerator rings. Because remember, they can have a 1-space gap between them. So realistically, I could probably also remove this one. Yay, crafting. Right? And now it's working on the next one. So it completed the first, and now it's making an overcharged crystal. And that's on-demand crafting with particle accelerators. There's a dozen ways to set this up, right? I said this before, but like one thing you could do is have a small ring that accelerates it up to speed 5, and then once it hits speed 5, jump into a larger ring with more spaces between the rings. That's an option. Okay. You know, or you could like change up where the particle accelerators go. Like I said, technically this isn't needed, so I could save myself these 2 particle accelerators, right? And that's kind of cool. And then obviously the more particle accelerator path things you put out here, the faster things will run, right? So I could do this, whoops, this, and technically remove that. And I try to keep them mirrored, but I think technically you probably don't have to. Because one way or another, it'll make its way out of this ring and into this ring and collide somewhere. So even if things aren't perfectly lined up, right? So like if we got an electrum dust here, and I like let this start, and then it was like already in progress before this one ran, I'm even going to let it go like a loop or 2. Right? And then we start this one over here. It doesn't have to be perfect. Right? Because what will happen is this one will still be going around slowly, and this one will shoot out and make its way to wherever the particle is in this ring and still eject it, kind of deal. Does that make sense? Like that. Cool. And there's the fluxite that it just crafted. Neat. So like this one sped up to the point and then bammed. As long you want them both inserted about the same time because it combines their 2 speeds. So like if we inserted this one right before this shot over, it may or may not be enough power. I think that's my understanding. So technically, none of this is needed, no mores. And that's cool, right? And like that's it. Is that neat? I think it's cool. Okay, sweet. Crafting complete. So can I make Promethium now? I can't yet. Well, I can. I just don't have it programmed, right? So to home we go. And let's teach you Promethium. And I'm probably going to want the Heisenberg compensator to go in the middle. And then we can do the overcharged crystals on either side. Right? So I'm going to put all this away. all this stuff that we probably don't need right now. And then let's see. Whoops, wrong thing. You're supposed to go here. Promethium? Oh, I didn't teach you Heisenberg compensator either? That's going to be you. But we're going to do super AI chip here. And then adamant ingot 1, 2. I'm very much enjoying this portal gun. I can't even tell you guys how much I'm like really pleased, especially with the shift click functionality. Like, I know I've said it like 4 times, but I really feel like that was a game changer in terms of the functionality of that portal gun, because it makes it so easy to like pop around. Okay, now we're cooking. So apparently this craft takes a lot of power. 5 seconds? That's not terrible. Assuming you're keeping up with the power demands, which we may or may not be. Maximum use is 1024 FE per tick. Yeah, I don't think we're keeping up, right? And then you are 50 seconds. Woo! That's a lot of seconds. What I do need to do is get a bigger battery here. And the reason I say that is because I've noticed, I think this thing can only output 1,000 RF per tick. And I think that despite the fact that I've added machine capacitor add-ons, which claim to be able to increase the transfer rate, I don't think that's happening. So I don't know if that's a bug, or I'm not understanding how it's supposed to work, or that's not the right upgrade for this machine. But one way or another, he definitely has more power, but he doesn't have more that. So I might want to throw a bigger battery out there, a larger energy storage. That seems pretty craftable right now to me, right? Seems doable, right? Might just toss that down and see if some of my power problems that I've been experiencing go away. Required machine cores 3, add-on slots 8. Well, that's pretty cool. And it can do 5,000 RF a tick with 20 million capacity. So that's kind of cool. Oritech cores, I'm probably gonna want the advanced. I should really have like, what I should have done by now is added these to autocraft is really what I should have done. It's all good though. Make a few of them real quick. Shouldn't take long because we sped this dude up, right? Yeah, buddy. You are still doing that. The cables, by the way, from Oritech can do 10,000 RF per tick, according to the tooltip. So I really think my limitation that I'm experiencing here is this dude, right? So the last thing he's making is another advanced battery. There we go. So 2 of you. And then I'll get, how many was it? 3 machine cores? And then we'll replace this battery. Well, I'll probably want to leave this here, but we'll find out. But this, I assume, will go in place. Machine is not assembled. Please add missing core blocks. Oh. Oh, you want to be that way? Okay, if that's what you want to be. Maybe I want to face you up-ish. Nope, he still wants to be that way. Let's try going further down. Is that cool? Is there a face whereby this can go down? That works, right? It's kind of what I'm going for. I'm just worried that output may not be down here. So that looks like output. Which one of these is output versus input? I'm guessing green is input, right? That's got to be the way it is. So it's like green all around, but there's one red one there. I don't know. Maybe what I'll do... What I'll do is this. Cool. And then you can be the output face here, which goes this way. And then, honestly, you could be inputting on the bottom here from both sides, and that would be kind of cool. All I need is the Oritech wrench to split that. Now you're filling up, and that's neat. And then you're distributing out to all the machines. All I really need you to do be to go down here. It's even cooler, right? Isn't that neat? I like that. Technically, if I didn't want this to connect, I could do this. I'm not opposed to that. I like that. And I'm guessing that you guys are still working now, right? Nice. So what I wouldn't mind checking out is if I can make another Promethium, please. Lots to craft. My question is when we get to the point where this is running, is it going to keep up? Right? So it's currently making an overcharged crystal, which we know takes a minute. Right? And it's also making this dude, which we know takes a minute. Okay. I feel like I could do better with this wiring right here. I like that. Pretty cool. See, now he's still definitely wobbling, but it might be the limit on the lasers. No, they're staying charged. You know what it is? These have a maximum usage of 128. Okay. But I'm hoping what that just fixed was this guy. So he was struggling, right? Platinum ingots, platinum clumps. So these guys should be centrifuged by themselves if I want to get more of that stuff. So that would be this guy. I'm hoping that this can be... Doesn't seem to be doing much more. I don't know. I can't tell if that made a difference or not. At the end of the day, though, at least it's more power. It's storing 20 million, so that's cool. It's a bigger battery. Can't tell how much it helped, but it's all good. And then you're cruising, right? You would just need more enderic lasers if you wanted to run faster. Okay. So that's fully automated all the things. So we were going to check out the Promethium tools here, is that right? And then we were also going to check out what these destroyer blocks look like. So I'll be back once all this crafting's done, and then we'll check out these tools, and then maybe we'll think about messing with that whole black hole thing that you can apparently do. Debating if I want like a separate particle accelerator to test that with. Probably do, right? Yeah, probably. You want to know something funny? I'm out of coal. That's kind of funny to me. And I'm questioning if there's like a clever, sneaky way I could make coal. Ironically, I think you could use the precision sawmill from Mechanism to convert charcoal to coal. Right? Couldn't you? I would say yes. Because, yeah, you can use charcoal to make torches, and then you can convert them back to coal. If you wanted to. But that's not what I'm going to do right now. Right now, I'm going to equip this thing and, you know, see what I can find out. Got to be some coal around here somewhere. All right, I'll be back. once I harvest some coal. Oh, and just in case anybody forgot how cool this is to mine with. You know, I'm just saying, it's pretty good. Not too shabby. That's right, all the copper. I hate copper. You get a lot of that with fortune, don't you? You really do. You really, really, really do. So anyway, I was making something. I forget what it was, and then I was out of coal. I think it was the destroyer block. Yeah, I needed coal for one of these dudes. Probably this carbon fiber. All right, so I should now be able to try out this Promethium pickaxe. I don't know, like, I'm not expecting it to be too crazy, but I do like the idea of being able to toggle Silk Touch. So let's go give it a shot. It's not going to be like as crazy as my tools, I'm sure. I would imagine. I don't know. I'm not quite sure. So shift right click, area of okay, cool. Oh, that's neat. Interesting. That's an interesting combination. So like, can you enchant it with like fortune? You can. So what happens if Silk Touch on while fortune on? Right? Is that gonna... We have to test that, right? Like, it would be illegal to not test that? I feel like. I might have some fortune. I may not have, like, a crazy amount of fortune. I mean, I've got fortune 6. Good enough, right? Good enough for testing? Like, if you accept fortune, and you're on Silk Touch... What happens if I Silk Touch one of these? Oh, I was really hoping it would, like, it would combine them. Right? I was really hoping that it would combine them. So if I turn you off and I harvest now, you got 3. 15, 16, 19, yeah. Okay. Interesting. I would have expected area to do a 3x3, not a 3x1. Not sure if bug. Maybe bug. Maybe not bug. Don't know. But let me have my fortune back, please. Thank you. Neat. Very cool. And then the axe, I think, is just like... now, in fairness, it is unbreakable. So it takes no... Like, it's not powered. It's unbreakable. So it's just infinite durability tool. Which is probably pretty nice to use in some automations. So, just saying. All right, I think that's probably a good wrapping up point for the episode. So we've fully automated all the crafting mechanics of Oritech, which I think is pretty cool. I do want to check out the breaker with the Quarry add-on and some of the magic stuff. So we'll probably check those out in the next couple episodes. But looking forward to reading your comments on these ones because I mentioned a couple episodes ago I was out of town for a bit, so I had burned through all my backlog, and I am now rebuilding my backlog. So some of this recording is being done a few days in advance as usual, especially with the holidays coming up. I want to have, a little backlog so I don't have to record videos on Christmas and all that. So what I'm going to say is, wrapping up point, Double20 signing off. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Looking forward to seeing what you have to say about this mod, because I think it's pretty cool. Definitely very promising, and looking forward to seeing where it goes in the future, but still a few more toys to play with. For now, though, take it easy.